Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ume Victoria and you're welcome to So with Vicky. Very soon I'll be changing the name, but I'll let you guys know in my community tab. So for what we are here today, on today's video, please, if I'm looking down, I have my notes written down here so I don't miss anything for you guys. So a couple of people have been asking what are the process. About 5 people have asked me what admission process was, the visa process, what's the scholarship like. Just to explain, in today's video I am going to be explaining that for you guys today in details, okay? So definitely keep on watching. If you've not subscribed, subscribe, like, share, and let's get into the video. So the first thing that you are going to need to do is to write your IELTS exam. I'm going to make another video explaining how to pass your exams in a short period of time. I literally had 3 weeks to prepare for my exam and I came out with a 7, and I'm going to be making a video next after this one, how to pass your IELTS exam. Okay, so definitely stay tuned for that. So the first thing you need is your exam, so your IELTS results, and then after that you need to apply for admission. So you need to make your research on what schools you would like to apply. I applied to 3 universities, NHL in Holland and Han University of Applied Sciences, which is the university I'm currently in right now. So make your research, check out for the courses that they have available, apply for those courses, and the documents you'll be needing to apply for admission, you'll be needing your WAEC results. I'm not sure about NECO, I don't know, because it's WAEC that I used. So you need your WAEC results, you need your scratch card, you need your IELTS results, obviously, and then your birth certificate and your international passport. So definitely you are going to have a valid international passport, because before you write your IELTS exam, you are going to be registering for your IELTS using your valid international passport. So definitely do that. So after applying, so I applied to NHL, I applied to Innoland, and I applied to Han University of Applied Sciences, right? So I got admission first from Innoland. I think the admission was sort of like immediately. The admission was very fast. You just need to start submitting your documents. And then for NHL, I also got my admission. Immediately I got my admission, they sent me an email of the school fees price list, what I need to pay. So I saw what the school fees payment was like, not so much from in Holland. And then for Han was actually the last university I applied to, so I'd already gotten admission from NHL and from in Holland first, and I'd already gotten the price list from NHL, and then I decided to apply for Han. And Han admission was very fast in the sense that I applied on a Thursday night, got admission on a Friday morning by 9 a.m. So that's how fast it was. So they are really fast. They are like this, you know. So that was really fast. So after I got my admission, I submitted my documents to them, I got my admission. The next step now is to apply for scholarship. So the scholarship application was really easy. So after you apply for admission and you get your admission, they'll send you the payment list. So the next thing normally is to pay for your school fees. So when they sent me the school fees list, so how much you're required to pay for your school fees, and they sent a breakdown, I'll put a screenshot of it, what it looks like here. And so they sent that, and they asked that I pay my school fees in about a month or 2 months time, a month and a half. So I asked them that I wanted to apply for scholarship, and they sent their requirements. So the requirement was your CV, motivational letter, and then you are required to do a video, right? So that video, they will send you an email of the questions. So that video is more like you answering the question. So definitely what I did, or I don't know, I believe that part of the reason why I got a scholarship had little to do with my efforts and more of God, because I'm a Christian, obviously. So yeah, so make sure that you structure your video very well, use a very clear camera, answer your questions correctly, make sure your editing skills are really good, look presentable, look organized. So don't go there wearing anything, put your makeup, look good, film your video, edit well, and then submit. And you're required to submit on two different methods, either two different methods, but I can't remember the first one. But the second one was to use YouTube, but with the, I don't remember the name, but it's only the school that can have access to it, because you'll be sending them the link of the video, right? So that's a requirement. Then after that, so while doing this scholarship requirements, what I was told in the email was that I won't be getting the news if I get the scholarship or not until after I had paid my school fees. But in as much as the email said that, I got the scholarship before I paid my school fees, and the scholarship was a 5,000 euro scholarship. So I got the scholarship, and the scholarship doesn't minus from your school fees. So for example, my school fees was a total of the school fees alone was a total of 10,000 something euros, and then the accommodation and self-care and whatever was about 16,000, sorry, 13,000, right? So in total it's like 22 point something euros, right? 22,000 something or 23,000 something euros. I'm definitely going to put on the screen, so that I'm not really sure. I'm going to put on the screen so that you guys can accurately see what I'm talking about, right? So when I got the scholarship minuses from your upkeep and your housing, which is the other half. So your school fees is the 10,000, and the other part, which is the 13,000, 12,000 something. So the scholarship minuses from that part, not from your 10,000 school fees. So the 5,000, so what I was requested to do was to minus the 5,000 euros from the 13,000, which had me with 8,000 left, 8,000 something left. So that is what I needed to show in my bank statement. And then I was required to pay the 10,000 full to the school for my first academic year, right? But this process is because I used the September intake. So there is the September intake and there is the February intake. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm just trying to put out this information for you guys so that you can have a better understanding of what the admission process is like. So there is the February intake and there is the September intake. I use the September intake. For the February intake, you can have the opportunity to use a payment plan. Okay, so you'll be required to pay half of your school fees. Just like the 10,000, you'll be required to pay like about 5,000 or 6,000 something to the school, and then you'll be required to show the 13,000 in your bank statement, and then the remaining half, when you get to school, you can actually get a payment plan in which you pay a certain amount each month for the school year. So that's the two different methods. So take note of that when you're applying to the school. And note, this is only for Han University of Applied Sciences. I don't know what it is like in Inland University of Applied Sciences. I don't know what it is in NHL. So take note of that. Next, after getting the visa, you pay your school fees. Make sure you pay your school fees before the deadline, okay? So I paid my school fees and then I showed the remaining amount in my bank statement. Now the next step is for your school to apply for your visa. So the school in Netherlands applies for your visa. You don't apply for your visa personally, okay, which makes everything easy and seamless. I mean, I think applying to universities in Netherlands is quite easy and smooth. So yeah, I really liked that. So when you pay your school fees, your school will send you a notification that you've paid your school fees, and that you should they'll give you a bunch of files and documents that you need to fill in for them to submit to the embassy for your application. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do that quickly. So after doing that, I think after a few days or so, a week, the embassy would email you to pick a date for your interview. So for applicants in Nigeria, we Netherlands does not have an embassy in Nigeria, so you need to either go to Cotonou, Ghana, to do your interview. Okay, so I did my interview in Cotonou, so I was required to pick a date in Cotonou, and I picked a date. When it was time for my interview, I went to Cotonou. You can already see my Cotonou vlog. That was the first vlog I uploaded for my travel vlog, so you can go ahead and watch it. I'll put it in the description box down below. Okay, so you're going to go to Cotonou for your visa. You're going to print out all your documents, photocopy everything. I'd advise to photocopy in Nigeria before you come. Photocopy all your documents. So I had to photocopy my admission letter, my scholarship letter, my birth certificate, my WAEC results. I just photocopied everything because it's quite expensive, and the language difference, because obviously I do not speak French. So yeah, that's one thing. So when you get to the embassy now, before all this stage, let's go back a little bit. Okay, once you get your admission, I advise you, as long as you know that this is the school I want to go to, start applying for accommodation. Start looking for accommodation. Start looking for a house, because one thing that delayed me from traveling on time was accommodation. I looked for accommodation for 2 months. So, and yeah, it was really difficult. It's the accommodation crisis here is ghetto, so you need to find an apartment before you come to the Netherlands. So I advise that you start looking for accommodation way earlier, before you get your visa appointment, because moving back to the visa appointment, you need to have your accommodation. Your accommodation is a requirement to get your visa. Okay, especially if you do not have any family members here in the Netherlands. If you have family members here in the Netherlands, it's a lot easy for you. They wouldn't ask you that question, which was the case for me. But people that don't have family members in the Netherlands or loved ones in the Netherlands, it's going to be hard for you. You wouldn't even receive they wouldn't hand you your visa until your passport, until you show an evidence of your accommodation. Okay, so take note of that. So you should start looking for accommodation immediately after your admission. Like, you've paid your school fees, you made a sort of commitment, and you know that this is the school that you want to go to. Okay, so take note of that. So after getting to the embassy, you do your interview, which is really fast. They ask easy questions: your name, why are you going there. They ask for my scholarship letter. They didn't need to ask for my admission letter, so you should print that out. They were asking for the scholarship letter instead, so take note of that. So they asked me to come back for my passport, and I went back to Lagos. So I didn't stay in Cotonou while waiting for my passport to be ready. So my passport was ready in a week. So also take note, if you've gotten your accommodation, you apply for your visa, book your flights like 2-3 weeks away from your visa interview date. Okay, so that you don't get shocked, or a month. Just give it a good gap, because I was worried. Some people get theirs in 2-3 days, some people get that in 5 days, some people get theirs in 7 days. Mine took 7 days. So in 7 days I got my visa back. So I went from Lagos back to Cotonou to get my visa, and then I went back to Enugu to start preparing for my travels. So at that point, I now booked my flight, right? Another thing is booking flights. It would be nice knowing the prices of how flight fluctuates and whatnot. It would be nice to book your flight before you get your visa, but take note that you have to give it a good gap of time so that you are not disappointed or you don't get stranded, whatever, in case your passport doesn't come on time. Okay, so take note of that. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys were informed. I talked a lot. I mean, that was what this video was for. If you have any question, put it down in the comment section down below and I will definitely answer. Also, I will be going live. I don't know what day or time it will be, but I'll definitely put it in my community tab and you'll be able to ask me whatsoever question based on your IELTS, accommodation, preparing to travel, your admission, whatsoever question you have, I will be answering them live on YouTube. So definitely watch out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do make sure to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye bye.